experimenting a bit here on Fangraphs, and I was trying to prove. I don't know. I don't really know if it's a Yankee criticism as much as you could take it either way here. You could say that I'm saying the players aren't as good as they are, or you could say that the players are going to be much better next year because they have this lineup behind them. So I was trying to find ways to prove that the Yankees are a complete product of the protection they have in their lineup. And one stat that I was looking at critically here was their value versus the fastball. My argument being that the Yankee players are going to get fastballs in more hitters counts because of the players protecting them in the lineup, which I think makes sense logically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at this, on the top 35 list of league leaders of value versus the fastball, you have on this list Teixeira, Jeter, A-Rod, Cano, and Swisher, all on the top 35 list, saying value versus the fastball. Now, of course, the top players in the league are all going to be great against the fastball because Pujols, Mauer, Lee, Euclid, Fielder, Victor Martinez, they're all going to be great players. So you could take Teixeira right off that. He's a great player regardless. My person I was looking at critically here was Swisher, where I'm trying to find him. Nick Swisher had a value of, and obviously, to be honest, I don't know what the values mean, but he had a 25.5 value versus the fastball this year. In 2008, it was 6.7 with the White Sox. 2007, 16.7 with the A's. So who was protecting Swisher in the lineup last year? Before and after.
I mean, it kind of depended on the day because he did move around a little bit. He hit second a couple times, which obviously he's protected there.
Yeah. Was he a product of Matsui?
Not really. I mean, no. I think, although it did really, their lineup changed a lot because Cano was hitting in the 5-hole behind A-Rod for a good amount of time. Then when A-Rod was hurt the first month, guys were moving up. Swisher was hitting in the middle of that lineup. He was carrying them in April. He went nuts in April. He hit like 9 homers in April. So, I mean, don't get me, Swisher's protected. There's no doubt. And not even, sometimes it has nothing to do with who's behind you. It's just who's in front of you. Because if you're hitting eighth in the Yankee lineup, that's the times maybe pitchers say, all right, I got a little breathing room here. I got to go after these guys because the big guys are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no doubt that, the Yankee lineup, guys are going to, you put an average player into the Yankee lineup, he's going to see better pitches.
Yeah, I think Swisher was a huge benefactor of that last year.
I think he was, but I also think his 2008 year was, what they like to call the outlier of his career because he was awful in terms of average and on-base percentage. He still hit 24 homers. But if that's what the only gripe against the Yankees is, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to gripe about? I mean, the only thing you could possibly say is that the players just aren't as good as they would be separately. I mean, I think that's a fair point.
I think that would go for anybody. I think that would go for anybody. Any sort of lineup.
Definitely. I think that Swisher has been a huge product of the lineup last year.
I think Cano has been too.
Cano, I was trying to get on with these stats, and I was unsuccessful, unfortunately.
Cano is a beast, all right? Especially if you line him up against second baseman. He's a freaking animal.
Yeah.
He's an animal. Him and Utley. Utley's better than him. But Utley's stats for a second baseman. But Cano is a freaking beast. He's a beast.
Oh, Cano. This is what I had on Cano. Cano, I had a reason why I thought he did better last year, and it was because his
BABIP was a lot higher last year.
Yeah, I saw what I see. I saw his success against the fastball went up significantly. He was negative 16.4 in 2008, 22 in 2009 on the top 35 list in the major leagues. So he was hitting the fastball a lot better in 2009. He was a little bit
which
more,
I think. I don't know. I can't really get into the facts now, but I think he swung. Basically, Cano, when Cano's at his best, as much as he can annoy people, is when he swings early in the count, because he is a dead fastball hitter. He rakes on fastballs. He's never overmatched. So when Cano's swinging early in the count, he's going to get his fastballs. That's when he's at his best. And sometimes, especially during a slump or in a big spot, it kind of wears on you as fans because you see him in a base, and he's always been a terrible hitter with the bases loaded, and you kind of see that happen. he comes up in the bases loaded, and he'll swing at the first pitch, or he'll do. But that's when Cano's at his best. He's good at jumping on first pitch fastballs. He's not a patient hitter.
Better than you could imagine. Last year, Cano.
Don't tell me.
All right.
What stats am I going to try to? What am I looking at?
First pitches? Count. Yeah. Average.
450.
No, a little over 432.
Boom.
51 hits in 118 at bats. 7 home runs on first pitches.
Yeah, man. That's his strength.
Yeah.
And does he want to be a number 5 hitter or number 2 or 3 hitter? You know, A-Rod and Teixeira are locked up for the next 8 years. He ain't hitting 3 or 4. It's not happening.
Yeah.
You can consider him for a 5 for the 5 hole, where you might have to be a little bit more patient. But where he's hitting in the lineup now, he doesn't have to be patient. He can swing all he wants, and as long as he's swinging at strikes, you don't really care when he's swinging.
He's better on 0-0 than he is 1-0. He's better on 0-0 than he is 2-0. He's
crazy,
better
right?
on 0-0 than he is 3-1.
Him and Jeter, Jeter really kind of changed his approach this year too, hitting in the leadoff spot. Obviously, a lot of protection behind him, and Jeter was killing first pitches this year.
Yeah,
a lot of first pitch of the game hits. He did it in the playoffs a bunch too. And listen, you got to adapt. Bottom line is you have to adapt to where you're hitting in the lineup.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Jeter back in the leadoff spot next year because I think that swap was one of the most unsung aspects of the Yankees this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Jeter-Damon swap, because they both had career years.
Yeah, Jeter has been better in the leadoff spot in his career by far, I believe, right?
He has.
Jeter leading off in his career has a 409 on base percentage leading off, 336 average.
That's freaking fantastic.
He's still still an amazing player regardless, but he's a 334. No, that was 2009. Since 1987, I gotta look at. Since 1987, leading off, he has a 394 on base percentage, 320 average.
He sucks.
He's miserable.
He sucks.
Derek Jeter on 0-0 counts, batting 389.
Boom. These guys are just there.
He's that. What's he on? What's he on? 0-1. 0-1, he's batting 288, and on 1-0, he's batting. See, if he gets in he's not the typical 2-hitter then, I think, because if he's gonna be in the whole 0-1 and he's only gonna hit 288, and he's gonna hit 389 0-0, put him in leadoff because he's got to take a pitch if he's batting second.
Well, he doesn't really have. It depends on who's hitting in front of who's hitting leadoff too. Because if Damon's hitting leadoff, he doesn't really steal as many bases as he used to.
Grandison.
Possible. I think he strikes out a little too much. Doesn't get on base enough to be a leadoff hitter. Especially, his numbers in that department have declined over the last couple of years too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm really sold on that. But
Robbie? No.
Doesn't really have the base running.
Stolen bases, yeah.
Yeah. I love Jeter lead off, man. I'll take it any day of the week. Jeter leading off.
Damon second. He's coming back.
I don't know. I'm still torn on that. I really don't know if I don't know if he's gonna at this point.
Where else is he gonna go? Atlanta.
I think that's the other most likely destination for him. And for Atlanta, I think that's a good move. I think that'd be a good move for them.
I think Atlanta needs a power hitter. They need to get Die.
He can't play the out. I mean, yeah, I guess he can't be too much worse than Die. Is a horrible. I think he's worse than Damon in the outfield.
You think so?
Yeah, he's horrendous.
I haven't seen much of him.
He is horrendous.
Damon's so disgusting in the outfield.
Yeah, he's pretty bad, man.
I love watching him throw. It's hilarious.
It's just crazy how he dropped off so bad in 1 year. Because when he went to left in 2008, he was good.
Yeah,
he was very good. And I don't know.
Body caught up with him.
Could be it. Apparently, he had some eye problems too.
Sucks.
Who knows? So
Johnny Damon. That's all I have for you. I mean, I've been trying. I mean, I'm not the typical Met fan who's going to sit here and try to rip the Yankees at any chance. But I mean, you try to be a little critical on them. The Yankees fans are having too much of a breeze here.
Oh yeah, come on. I mean, after that kind of year, you kind of have to you get your couple months to just walk around on cloud 9.